Welcome to Tarot Time. Whether you're watching this live as a video, we are going to dive into the energies of the week coming up using tarot as a divination tool. I have other divination tools that we use also, other divination cards to give us a good, well-rounded perspective on what's happening in the world, what's happening in your life, what's happening in the energetic fields. And we also do a meditation card in the beginning. So if you're watching this as a video, hang in there. I always give the live people a couple of minutes to get notifications because it takes time for that to happen. And we also do a lot of community interaction. So if you have some cool things to say, some cool things to share, by all means, if you're live, please, chat and add to this conversation. So, anyways, welcome to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I guess the Sunshine Preservation Act didn't pass the Senate or the Congress. Yeah, that's what they call the proposal to keep daylight savings time for the entire year. They called it the Sunshine Preservation Act. It's like no comment there, but anyway, let me put my glass on, say hi, and get into this. And if anybody's new and you want to say hi and introduce yourselves, let us know where in this big wide world you're coming from. We've had people come in from every continent except Antarctica. And always the question on a Sunday morning is are we coffee, tea, or caffeine free today? I had my tea already. I'm just drinking water now. And of course, we got that extra hour, so I'm a little bit more spry than I usually am on a Sunday morning. So that's good. So anyway, hi Millie and Anna and Angela, and hi Mr. Floyd. And beautiful with your channeling work. Keep it up. And that'll be posted on Mr. Floyd's YouTube channel, so you guys know that. Hello, Blindly Inspired, and Suzette, and Anna, and Elise, and Horses, and Jody, and Chris. And if I miss anybody, well, feeling so much better today. Millie's caffeine free, and Holy Shiver or Holy Shiver, no Shiver. I believe in Italy now. Anyway, pink hand waving. My hand's kind of white in this light, but we can call it pink. Oh, what was I going to say? Yeah, I know exactly what I was going to say. How many of you feel like you've been kind of mashed up in a blender last week and you're just starting to come back and getting used to like your new body or your new mind or your new perspective on life? I'm willing to bet, and in fact, I'm almost positive that we went through a major portal activation this week here on planet Earth. So GTSC, sitting near Rocky Mountain National Park. Nice. I'm in the Catskill Mountains, of course, compared to the Rockies. These are like little hills or little stumps, but we call them mountains anyways. All right. Okay. So lots going on as always. What's going on with current events? I got, my mind's drawing a little bit of a blank. I know a lot's been happening. A lot's been going. Well, of course, there's what an estimated 10,000 civilian casualties on the Gaza Strip. So that's interesting. For the empaths, I know that we're all feeling that, and what's going on in other places around the world that are not getting the media attention that Israel and Palestine is getting right now. So there's this big lens focused on Israel and and Palestine. So we'll see what's next. We'll see what's next on the Italy major shift. So thank you. Like, so that's what you're saying. It's like sorting out the loot. Yeah, well, considering that I'm talking about wars, we know that war is largely an exercise of profit. I mean, the fact that 10,000 civilians died, 40% children, that's according to whatever information that we're getting, that I'm assuming is at least ballpark accurate. I'll put it that way. and Mr. Floyd saying that new Earth is emerging for those who can step away from the dark agendas. Yeah, my whole creed is we want to be aware but not feed into it. So yeah, we want to be aware and open that there are all these agendas. I mean, they've been going on a while, like my entire lifetime. For probably 3 or 4 thousand years. It just gets more sophisticated as the technology continues to upgrade, but it's the same story and it's the same patterns that have always applied. And one of the reasons that I'm here and doing this work and sharing what I do is that I was fortunate enough, although it wasn't easy, to start my counter conditioning in 1978. Right when I started to take martial arts, and I happen to have a teacher that's part of the Panther Party, which the media called the Black Panther, which wasn't really their name. So again, there's the technology of the media, how they are, how their job is to create a certain impression with the public that's not necessarily accurate. So I mean, they were basically a group of what's the right word, activists, and they were sort of painted as being these very violent militant, but they weren't. In fact, one of the quotes that I really love comes from Eldridge Cleaver, that was one of the top dogs in the Panther Party, which applies today, and that is, if you're not part of the solution, you're destined to be part of the problem, basically. So we're here to be part of the solution, whether it's to upgrade our own frequencies and to awaken and to expand our own consciousness, or whether it's to share with the public, or whether to be an activist yourself, or whatever it is. It all starts with awakening. It all starts with opening our heart, opening our mind, and then we open to spirit. All starts with being present and being honest and open about what's really going on and how energy is really working. Because until we have that awakening, and we not intellectually but experientially discover that everything's energy, everything's a flow, and everything has a consciousness, everything's alive. That's what, to me, what spiritual awakening is, what true awakening is. So that term, in my opinion, kind of gets ill-defined by certain circles that really focus that on just political awakening. Political awakening and global awakening happens when you start to shift and understand that everything really that we see and we experience is an illusion. Right down to the fact that we're not solid. We're 99.999% empty space. That's how atoms that make up our body are constructed. But in that 99.99999% empty space is all energy. It's all frequency. So we are energetic beings, and we are at a certain energetic frequency that through our human operating systems, we appear to be solid, we appear to be physical, but we're not. And if we change our vibration, physical reality starts to bend. And this has been proven time and time again. Think of the miracles of Jesus or Yeshua, and the miracles of the Himalayan masters, and miracles in your own life when things just suddenly worked out, or just miracles happen. I mean, according to medicine, that there's virtually an 100% chance I'm not even alive and breathing. But the good news is that God doesn't read the medical journals, and here I am because I'm energy. So anyway, that's my little spiel for the morning. Let's get into some tarot stuff. It's interesting. I love Pam Gregory, so she's got a brilliant astrology channel on YouTube, and had lady talking about 3 ways of healing blue light, 11th floor. It's interesting because in my forecast, in my excuse me, I thought my brain was clear today. In my November psychic forecast, that's up on the channel, by the way, I spoke of 2 of those 3 waves, one around 11/11 and the other one around Thanksgiving, which would be the 11/25. But I would agree. I think right around 11/4 we had a huge shift. I agree with that. Um, and all right, I'm in medical books somewhere. Yeah, I think the folks at Vassar Brothers Hospital still think I still come up in conversation, as the person that had the large aneurysm in his heart that ruptured, and he survived that. Basically, I didn't get my surgery till 7 months after the heart attack. I didn't know what happened. I knew I had a big aneurysm. I didn't know that it actually ruptured and healed itself, because just anyway. I'm getting a little self-indulgent. I want to get more into the tarot stuff now. All right, 11/11. Let's make a wish. And by the way, on 11/11, we're going to do a transmission, as we always do on these important portal dates. That's with the master teacher. So I can open my vehicle and become a frequency generator for higher beings or higher consciousness. And then when we connect in meditation, and I'm leading it, then you're able to connect with the energy of the circle, and then these beings of light are able to activate your fields. And the goal is to activate the dormant DNA. That's when we have these awakenings, when certain strands of DNA awaken, and then we're able to perceive reality from a higher vantage point, and we're able to awaken or activate certain gifts that we have implanted within us that are dormant in most people. So anyways, where are we? 9/11 here. So it's 9/11 in Colorado, now 11/12 here. So let's do a meditation card. So somebody's, oh, you had your baby. I say, why are we congratulating Angela? Congratulations, 11/4. 11/4 makes him or her a 22 life path number. Powerful soul. Let me see. Am I adding that right? 11 and 4 is 15. 15 and 7 is 22. We're in the 7 year. Yep, I'm adding that right. The sure color palette on you. Oh yeah. I like to be a little bit coordinated. I still have my Samhain Halloween stuff up here, so maybe you can see the gourd and the pumpkins in the background. Anyway, congratulations. So meditation card. Where did that card go? Oh, interesting. All right. I'm just picking at cards. Like the Empress card came. I said, did Spirit want me to use that as a meditation card? But then I would have found it right away if they did. So it was just maybe a message for me. All right. Clearing my mind. Calling on my guides. Calling on the angels. Calling on the tarot guides. Let me pick the right card for this group. I went right to it. Very easy. And this was the card that came up. The Knight of Cups. Knights move. Cups are about emotion, about water, about feelings and happiness and joy and all that kind of good stuff. All right. So who wants to be number 11 like? Oh, I like that. What do we have? 10 likes so far or something? Yeah, if you guys want to like this, I will love you, because it helps more people to see the videos. The algorithm actually does work with the likes. So thank you for that. All right. So how to meditate with tarot cards for anybody that's new. I mean, you can do it any way you want. I mean, there's no set rules, but the way that I do it and that I recommend is like any other meditation: clear your mind, take a few deep breaths, relax your body. Then this is the Morgan Greer deck. This is the Knight of Cups in the Morgan Greer deck. If you have your own tarot card, by all means, use your own card. Maybe have it in front of you. Now, you can take a mental snapshot of this one. But the idea is you want to imagine when you're in a meditation that the card is actually a doorway, and you can see this part of a whole panoramic scene. So as you step through the door, present and aware, the first thing is, what do you feel when you step into this magical realm of the tarot, of the Knight of Cups energy? And because knights, although in this deck you don't see that the figures on horseback, knights are generally on horseback in tarot. So maybe in this case, for this week, you may want to hop aboard and see where this night takes you. Yeah, they may lead you to where your next level of fulfillment, of happiness, of expanding into higher love, into cosmic understanding, whatever it is. So, you get on, maybe there's different scenes, but when you step into the card, everything's symbolic, everything's a message. Um, in physical reality, because the universe is constructed the way that it is, everything is a mirror of what we're putting out there into the ethers, or into the collective, or the quantum, whatever you want to call it. So quantum physics is really validating that more and more, what the ancients have always told us. And it's simply that what comes around goes around. What you put out there reflects back to you. And because we're complex beings in a complex reality, um, it's not going to be a direct relationship. It's a quantum relationship. So you have to take the sum of your life, and then you can have a good idea of what energy that you're projecting into the world. Now, your energy isn't just your actions; it's your thoughts, it's your emotions, it's your beliefs, it's your programming, it's other lifetimes or other realities. So if you really can get very present, and it helps to be in your heart, because our hearts know. I talk a lot about heart-brain coherence. In fact, that was our last upload, because the hearts have brain cells also, or one form of brain cells. Nowhere else in the body has it. So it thinks, but the hearts think on a vibrational or energetic level, not an intellectual level like the mind. And the heart's so much more powerful. So when I get into heart coherence, it's like the vibrations from my heart just overtake my body, and it just feels like I'm leaving my body. And then my brain kicks in, but the heart is so much more powerful than the brain. So the brain is the transmitter receiver of that information. Um, so it's the hard information, and then they blend, and then you become blended with spirit. So I feel like this is going to be this meditation is going to really help you to appreciate that more, and help you to step into the next level of your heart expansion, and that changes your perceptions. And then you vibrate from a frequency of love and compassion and gratitude, and then your reality starts to reflect that over time. Everything's a mirror, but the physical reality, it's a certain density that it takes time in our perception of how time passes, in order for the process to complete. So if you change your energy today, and you're a completely different person, it's you'll notice changes immediately, but it's probably going to take weeks, months, or maybe in some cases even years, depending on how deep the old programming is, for you to really see the change in your outer world. But you will see them. So in any event, anyhow, that's our meditation card for the week. So let's do a 3-card spread. Big new energies coming in. Yep, yeah. It feels like really good energy, really good energy coming in. I mean, there's also, we're also stepping into a further, what's the right word? Further into the chaos of the world, because as the energy changes, people that are in control are losing power, and they're scrambling to maintain power any way that they can. And we're also, as physical beings, geared towards survival. So our subconscious is really geared to help us, our physical body, survive, with the power that we know that. So they exploit our survival based emotions to limit us, and to and to continue to control us, and to continue to have power over us. So it takes a little bit of time. That's sort of the point that I'm making. But that's the whole idea, that if we change our frequency, it actually will change our bodies too. 65, there's a few little old age things that are a little bit annoying, but besides that, I'm in the best health ever at age 65. So we're going to do a 3-card spread now. All right, so let me just clear my mind a second. 1, 2, 3. So this might be a first where we're actually pulled the meditation card as part of the 3 card spread, but that's what happened. Spirit guided me right to it. But it's interesting with these swords also. So, these forecasts can be on a personal level, a local level, and a global level, and a combination thereof. The Knight of Cups can be an offer. So we're coming into the week with that. There may be some of you that are opening up to some new relationship energy, because sometimes cups, can represent love also. So, I think that more than one of you has, a soulmate out there that you're not really connected with right now for one reason or another. I mean, I believe we have many soulmates. Gary Zukav, when asked, I think it was on the Oprah Winfrey show somewhere in the late 90s, early 2000s, like, do you believe in soulmates? And he was like, oh, sure, yes, of course I do. In fact, I have 6.5 billion of them on the planet right now. He's just counting the humans. I mean, we have an infinite number of soulmates because we are soul. There's one soul, all powerful. And the degree that we're able to connect with the soul sort of dictates how powerful we are as soul also. Well, in a manner of speaking anyways. But then we have the hands tied, too much thinking, too much like psyching ourselves out. But the 5 of Swords reverse is like a victory, but it's like overcoming. So I think this to me, based on our conversation, this is the new energies coming in. Several of you commented that you feel there's new energy, and it's loving energy. It's very powerful, good energy, but then it's going to bring up things. So be aware of that. Even though there's very positive energy, it may bring up a lot of negativity because, we have to remember we're 95% subconscious. Most of our programming happens before we're even 7 years old, and we carry that with us, and it manifests in how we react to our environment, how we respond to people and stuff like that. My usual example when I talk about this is that that one of my issues that I'm constantly working on and working through, it's getting better. I'm happy to say it is getting better, is that I tend to get frustrated rather easily. And my father was that way, like the littlest thing would set him off into like a yelling tantrum, basically. And this is what I grew up with. And when you're very little, you idolize your parents like gods, and you emanate them, and you become programmed through the power of repetition. So I've had to really work with my energy and work deep in my psyche to clear that, so that my reactions to the environment are much more calm and benevolent, rather than going right to that like anger, frustration mode. So that's my example, and I'm sure you could find many of your own. So as these new energies come in, it's seeking to help you to dislodge the unhealthy patterns that many of us, it's causing illness. I mean, so many people are sick in one way or another. And there's environmental toxins that affects our health. Some people have genetic codings that lead to illness. All that is true, but the lion's share of your health is dependent on what's here, and what you think is very important factor into what you feel also, because our feelings and thoughts are very intimately connected. The point being is that we have these patterns that create disease, a lot of us, since very early on, and some of us carry this in from other lifetimes. So if we change our thoughts, change our emotions, change our responses, it changes our energy, it changes our health, and it helps to activate higher frequencies within us. So now that we're getting this influx of higher energy that's really beautiful, really loving, really, it's very, it's coming in my cards as cups, which is heart-centered energy. It's beckoning us to start to clear the deeper stuff. A lot of you have been clearing a lot of programming already, to start to clear the deeper stuff. And I think that's what that's saying. And people tend to avoid that because nobody wants to feel anxiety. No one wants to feel discomfort. Nobody wants to deal with the pain. And that's part of our conditioning also. We're taught to avoid pain rather than process it. And that's why when we have traumas, we suppress it. It's just part of human collective. It's a survival instinct, basically. So as we get more present, as we open our heart more, as we get deeper into our meditation practice, we start to transcend some of these programmings, these survival instincts, and we start to connect with a higher instinct, that of spirit or God. And then we realize, you can't avoid pain. Avoiding pain is tantamount to suppressing pain. We have suppressed traumas, all that stuff. And then we have to learn how to sit through the discomfort as we start to process pain that ideally would have been processed as it came up rather than suppressed. It's all energy, it's all frequency. So what we suppress vibrates deep within, and that vibration creates our reality. So we're 95% subconscious. And when I talk about, the mirror, I talk about that a lot, that everything in physical reality is a mirror to what you're putting out. It frustrates a lot of people because they're not aware. We're 95% subconscious, and they won't accept that fact. They're not ready to do that yet. And it is frustrating. I get it, but it is healable. And I think that's really on a spiritual and energetic level. I think that's the message from these cards. And yeah, I like this Five of Swords reversed. Now on a local or global level, I'm also seeing this being people going to, where the wars are. I mean, again, there's only one war, maybe two. One that's having all the scrutiny now. Then there's another one that gets referred to from time to time. But there's more than just two wars and conflicts going on in this world. A lot more than that. Um, so I'm kind of seeing this as like the ambassadors coming in, the diplomats and stuff like that. Now, is that an exercise in futility, or is that like a facade? You're saying, we're trying to solve the war. Meanwhile, there's a lot of money being supported. The troops that are basically indiscriminately, from what I'm seeing, killing civilians. For what reason? I think there'd be other ways for Israel to handle the attacks, other than counterattacks personally. But anyway, the thing is, I don't want to talk too much about that because I'm not a political scientist. I'm not an expert. I don't know the subtle innuendos of everything that's going on in Israel and Palestine. So I just know, what I see and what I feel, and the little bit of information that I do have. But that said, it seems to me there always is a better way. But as always, it's like I was saying in the beginning, the way things are set up, it's for control, it's for power over others. And money is a key element of control in the society. Those that have the money have the power, basically. Wars are very profitable for those powers that be. That now, I back up a little bit because I want to mention I'm not big on talking about conspiracy theories on this channel, but when it comes to known facts that were once conspiracy theories, yeah, I'll talk about that because it's already proven. But then anyway, the point being is that from Russia, Ukraine to now um, um, Israel and Palestine, the way the money's being allocated would be for funding for a long war. But when a war hasn't even started yet, how do we know it's going to be a long war? But it's all already being planned, basically. So anyway, that tells us a few things. So there we have it. So what else can this be saying? It's things as we evolve and we get more open. Not everybody's evolving. I think this is just trying to say to the best of your ability, try not to let the others upset you, even if they're negative or they're trying to shoot you down and all that kind of stuff. This is all has like a feeling of like letting go. It's almost like it's just time to like put the sword down now. And I think that's happening on a lot of levels. I think what this is also showing is there's a lot of peace movements that are trying to work on things. Now there's also been some incidents around China. And in my monthly forecast, I cited that Korea might be the next hotspot of this global thing that's going on. I'm not calling it World War III because I'm maintaining I don't think it's going to reach those proportions. Though that said, I think we're going to be moving in that direction for a while. So hang in there. Be the peace that you want to feel in the world. Again, it's all fractal. We're a part of a collective consciousness, so we can't really help what other people are creating that's affecting us in our personal life, but we can add to it. Our personal consciousness is a part of collective. So the more of us that really vibrate in peace and really work on our own spiritual development, creating what we desire in our lives, because that's a very spiritual process also, and really manifesting good things and being willing to open and share, that's going to add to the collective. That's going to help us approach that 100th monkey in collective consciousness, where all of a sudden more people are going to get it. So big awakenings are happening. Big awakening. So what are you guys saying here? Big week ahead. Yeah, very big week ahead. Last week was a big week also. So 11/11, we do our 11/11 portal transmission. Thanksgiving Day, unless I change my plans, I'm probably going to be home, which means at 1 o'clock we'll do our Thanksgiving prayers and do a transmission to send prayers to those that really need it. They're from what I understand, and I've seen this from a couple different reports, that your families in and the Gaza and areas that are affected are swapping children. So say one household gets wiped out, that their whole family line doesn't get wiped out. I mean, that's how dire it is now. Always be grateful. Remember just the fact that we live where there's not a war going on, that it's warm and comfortable. I woke up in a warm bed, and I just couldn't be more grateful than that. I've had a lot of physical pain this week from something, 9 to 10 out of 10 level pain, and I could still find gratitude through the pain, and I could still do my heart brain coherent, because I know no matter what I'm going through personally, that this now moment is perfect in every way. Like right now, it can't be more perfect than it is. And I'm really grateful for that. And if you can lock into that, then you've got it. That's the essence of heart brain coherence. So anyway, 33 in chat. Yes, there are 33 in chat. Kind of a slow morning for us. But usually by this time we're closer to 50, but it's all good. Who's ever meant to be here, be here. So I have my Native American card somewhere. Soul Survivor. I just want to peek at your comments. So this one's nice. Or I keep hearing forgiveness on. Thank you, MT, for that message for horses. Sunday morning, yes. Big week ahead, yes. Extremely frustrating. Yeah, extremely. 22 wars going on. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. And it's and then Mr. Paul, through the pain that you find light. Yeah, it's on the other side. And then Sugar Glumpkin is saying, I would rather go through the pain of processing pain and trauma rather than the pain of trauma sustaining it. Yeah, you really can avoid it, right? It's going to affect you one way or another. Thank you for that, Colleen. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's worth posting. Yeah, because we get those truth bombs, and we want to be aware, not in fear, but we want to be aware. And I don't know if this is too personal to post, but thank you so much for telling this. I'm sure you are correct. I'll work on this. Yeah, yes. Thank you for sharing and opening up horses. So let me do our Native American card. I have a few others to do. So this will add to the message or two, let me see, the two of something, two the trapper. Oh, it's two of pipes, and pipes are wands. So the trapper. That's interesting. She's got a pelt around, and now the Native Americans, they were very efficient. You know, when they hunted and killed animals for their to sustain their own lives, they always gave thanks to the spirit of the animals. They always thanked Great Spirit. So they did this with honor, and they always used everything from that animal. There's no waste because it was a gift from Great Spirit. So they would use the pelts for their clothes. That they would dry the meat, in case the hunt was slow or for the winter or stuff like that. I'm thinking of the Iroquois. Somebody knows their real name. That's just the Western name, Iroquois or Iroquois. It translates to the people of the Longhouse. So I'm thinking of that nation for some reason. Maybe there's some relevance. Now, noticing the trees look pretty bare here. He's in snowshoes, so we're coming to that season. So we're coming to the winter season also. And he's got his pelt, and he's just kind of moving forward. He's not. It's almost like this feel like just having my bare necessities to move forward. And I feel like there's an exercise in this, and I feel like what Spirit is saying is like say you were going on a journey, um, to the unknown, through the desert or whatever. They're saying pick three things to have with you, like three things that you need on that journey, to survive. Basically, what three things would you pick? And then, and you can do it in a meditation. What three things would you take? What three possessions, if you could only have that would ensure that you would survive and get through whatever's coming up? Because we don't know what's going to happen. We do know, or at least I know through intuition and through history also, that there are terrorists in the United States and all the Western countries, whether they're Hamas. I think it's all part of a network, to be quite honest. That are here. So the war, where our attention is focused, it's unfortunately people are dying for what, but the war is well, that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg, the facade of the war. It's all happening through terrorist activities, through government controls, through online, through cyberspace, through attacking websites. It's happening on a much different, subversive level, basically. So and I think that's a good meditation. What three things? They could be three gifts. If you're doing this in meditation, what three gifts would you carry with you? Gifts to survive. Intuition could be a gift. Healing could be a gift. All kinds of things. So, a little exercise to contemplate. That's what Spirit is saying. So let me move on. See, I have Kyle Gray's card. Yes, I do. Angels and Ancestors. Yeah. I'll speak on that. Could I have some very you have a very difficult dental issue. So that's where I was at. I mean, people that watch my videos regularly, it's no secret that my teeth need a lot of work. And I've been kind of holding off with my natural teeth as long as possible because I'm working on creating more abundance, so that when I get the teeth done, I can get all the mercury out of my mouth. I can get implants. I can get nice teeth again, which would run about 40,000 or more. Now I am starting to manifest that abundance. So I'm actually slowly but surely working on my teeth. I had the toothache from hell last week, and I was still able to do my heart brain coherence and be grateful, even on level 10 pain. If anybody ever had a severe toothache, and I'll tell you guys what's saving me also. And of course, this isn't medically approved, so we're not giving you any medical advice on this, but using oregano oil and then putting melaleuca topically around the tooth, and then ingesting oregano oil. It has to be food grade. And again, just for anybody that's watching, and for the algorithm, of course, we're not giving medical advice. So it's not medical misinformation. It's just my experience of something that I did and results that I had. So thank goodness 2 days I've been pain free. And I got this idea because when I called the dentist and said, what if I need an emergency? They said, well, either, if we have a cancellation, we'll see you. If not, go to an emergency room or an urgent care and go on antibiotics. I was like, antibiotics? Well, a lot of herbalists and aromatherapists consider oregano to be nature's antibiotic. So I've been using it. But again, it's very caustic. If you get the real oil, if you don't get the real oil, don't ingest it. In fact, most people will recommend that you do not ingest essential oil. So use your discretion with that. But that's what I've been doing, and again, knock on wood, the pain went completely away, which hasn't happened for a while. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. Clove oil, helps to numb the nerves. I have that also that I've been using. Yes, that's a great idea, Mr. Floyd. No silver. I have not colloidal silver. I have silver also that I could use. Peroxide, yeah. I also have a what was I going to say? I also have a tea tree oil mouthwash that has a similar effect to peroxide. But I do have peroxide too. But that's a great idea. Peroxide's probably more effective than the oils because it really it bubbles and it really goes down there. Yeah. I'm doing my 369 cone. In fact, I've got a new exercise for you guys, and I'm gonna in December. I'm gonna have that as a video because it's perfect for a new year. So it all works. Yeah, but yeah. So the soft. You know what I do? I mix it in coconut milk and down the hatch. And when I have a real like intense problem, I'll put the drops under my tongue. The only problem with that is oregano oil. If you don't dilute it, it's so caustic that within a couple of days I have painful sores under my tongue when I do that. But that's for an emergency. As many teaspoons on my spine, yeah. Peroxide, yeah, I have peroxide, yeah. So I'll do that also. Yeah, I mean, I've been using the tea tree, and that's really been helping. So what I've been doing has been helping. I mean, this was full on level 10 pain, the kind where you want to scream and cry at the top of your lungs pain. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. But no, and slowly but surely, I'm gonna have nice teeth again. I can't wait. So anyway. You guys were asking. I figured I'd share what's been going on with me. Clean your bathroom with it. I have things that I use for cleansers that have essential oils that do similar things. So I have that. I mean, I live in a pretty sterile environment when it comes to I keep up with all the cleaning and everything. 33 comes up a lot. Yeah, so I'm in my 22 month in numerology, and November's my 22 year in my numerology, and November's my 33 month in numerology. Yeah. That's the thing, Another benefit is I'm 65 now, so I can at least get part of my dental stuff paid through Medicare. But yeah, and I relate, Mr. Floyd, because when you choose to kind of live, I mean, I don't live off grid, but I don't really live in the mainstream. There's certain things that you sacrifice, and then again, I've had a lot of emotional and psychological challenges, through my younger years. So now now that I'm grounded, I'm sound, I'm healthy, and I'm in my power. I'm clearing up some of the mistakes that I will say that I made when I was younger. A lot of it's financial. So sometimes people wonder, you're doing money videos and you're not somebody, put that out there. You're not a billionaire. Why are you doing money videos? I'll go through those. Well, yeah, I'm still paying dead salt, but I'm doing better than I've ever done in my entire life, and it keeps getting better. So, anyways, it's all relative, right? It's all relative. If it works, use it. That's being a martial artist, studying Bruce Lee's work. That's my philosophy. You absorb what is useful, or if it works, use it. If it doesn't work, let it go. All right, so let's see what Kyle Gray has to say about all this. Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. So there's a lot of that kind of divine feminine with the cups that was coming up before. That's our nurturance, that's our inner power. She has a little, it's an apple, and it's got 5, maybe all apples have 5, like a little pentagram within the apple, basically. That's earth, air, fire, water, and spirit in perfect balance. That's what the pentagram represents. And she's got her triticales, I think they're called, the Celtic swirls on her arm here, and she's got apples around her, and she's got one apple open. So it's like, I feel like for a lot of us, this is accept the kindness, understand the bounty of nature, even in winter where everything's dead and dying. There's still a bounty in nature. The season that we're coming into, and to be part of it. And she's all in green, so it's healing. So I think this is a message. This is the week to really work on our own healing, and to give back to ourselves and to nurture ourselves. And an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? So there's that. And and I feel like for a lot of you, it's really about accepting kindness of others. A lot of us are very independent, and we want to be the healers, not the ones being healed, and we want to be the nurturers. So, but we have to be able to accept help also, and gifts, to accept gifts. Exactly, Colleen. So, next on the list, let's do our frequency of the week. Yeah, that's the other thing. I still have a couple of teeth that have mercury in it. So, those fillings. I mean, I was the kid that would always have cavities. And at one point, I was brushing my teeth 6 times a day with special toothpaste. Still got cavities. Now, if my parents forbade sugar in the house, so when I was growing up, it probably would have saved me a lot of heartache, as an adult. But anyway, I digress. All right, so let me clear my mind. Okay. Fertility. This is one we haven't picked yet. We've been getting so many repeats. Now we have a new one. And that really, I'm sorry that I put the card back. Oh no, she's here. Because lady here is very fertile, right? It's a very fertile energy. So we get fertility. So a lot of us have ideas. It's fertility means that again, that we say that we are fertile. Yeah, fertility means that we're fertile, right? So we have the ability to conceive new things in our lives now. It just feels like, and maybe this whole tooth incident was partly energetic too, because it just seems like it's been a giant purging energy, clearing a lot of gunk. And now we're in this very fertile state. What are we going to create now that's different, that's of more value to ourselves and others? So the message here is the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. And there you have it. So ideas, take a moment, gaze into the center here, and absorb the sacred geometry. And that's it. That's how you get the energy or the frequency of the card. So great message for us. So that's the theme today. Seems to be being fertile. It's time to really bring out some of these ideas and and to grow and evolve and to give birth basically to new ideas, new possibilities. Who else do we have here? Totem animals. So I'm glad you can relate to that. Yeah, I mean, I'm very independent. I'm happily single right now. I'm live on my own. I'm never alone because I'm always engaged with spirit, but on a human level, I am. Although you guys are my community, and I definitely go out and see people, so I'm not isolated. But in any event, I'm the same way. I'm the one that doesn't want to ask for help or receive help from others. So it's a message for me just as much as it is for you. Uh, Here we go. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, we're in November. Turkey is like the great giveaway, right? So when we give from our hearts, that's an act of it's a law of attraction exercise, and we were able to really give freely of our heart. Then we become more open to receive also. So that's another side to the whole, like what I was talking about, like being open to help. Well, it starts by being open to heart and being generous. Like my best example of that is I had this beautiful smoky quartz crystal. It was extraordinary. There were angels in it. There were phantoms in it. Now, now at that time, I started to work with a shaman from Machu Picchu that would come and do the Wachuma ceremonies with us up here in my area. So I would sit in the circle, do the plant medicines, having visions and heart openings or whatever. And he would go around and do the limpias, which is their form of healing. So after I think the second or third weekend retreat that I did with him, I just I said this is my favorite crystal. I didn't say it in these words, but I just said this is a gift for you that I want you to have. And he looked at it and he's like, oh wow, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, yes, yeah. The spirit. I said, spirit said that this is yours. And then he looked at me. He said, would you mind if I use this crystal to send you some healing? After the seminar, I was like, yeah, yeah. I not only wouldn't mind. Thank you very much. I mean, this man, they're telling me not to use names, but this person, there's a time he was the chief shaman at Machu Picchu. So this is a very powerful shaman. Like I saw him just use his like feathers to just clear somebody that was having a bad experience, that was like in tears and her body was shaking, just like 30 seconds. She just calmed right down. Relax. I mean, this is a really powerful healer. So that's an example. When you give from your heart, then you receive even greater blessings from spirit. And that's what turkey medicine is. So what do we do on Thanksgiving here in the United States? Turkeys give us their life basically in our ritual of giving thanks to God or to spirit. So, think about that. And that's really powerful medicine. And turkey, from what I understand, the true national bird of the United States, but apparently wasn't macho enough. I mean, eagles or turkeys, either way, either of those are amazing choices. They're both very powerful totems. So yeah. So there you have it. I mean, I think anything that I find in the book is just gonna add to what I already said. So let me move on. And last but not least, we have our just popping things about the economy in my mind also, because I know there's a couple of you that like to hear that. Well, I feel like they're saying that what I said in the November forecast applies, that there are forces that are trying to change the value and structure of money and how it's controlled and how it's utilized. So we may see a lot of fluctuations, but the idea, I feel like they're saying, have your resources. So I try to have at least $300 in cash. I have a credit card that I don't touch for emergencies. Although if the ATMs all go out and the satellites all go out, a credit card's not going to do me a lot of good. That's why I have cash. Always, always. All right. So the angel message, this one, okay. Books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. That's interesting. These are the angel therapy cards. Sometimes the message is more in the image than the words, but there, again, some of you may be thinking about writing or doing videos on YouTube or Instagram or something like that. I think part of it is because I always think of books as like studying. I think there's some new information that we're all getting now. Like I said, I think last week was just almost like a lightning bolt of energy, and now we're kind of like sort of catching up. Our bodies are catching up. We're getting more grounded. So I feel like Spirit is saying, do a lot of grounding the next 2 or 3 days. From your, they're saying from your sacrum, not even from your roots. Imagine that from your sacral chakra. Well, you can imagine all your chakras are in alignment. That'll help also. Just visualize like the cord or roots or whatever starts from the sacral and then goes through the root, and it goes through the legs, goes through your earth star chakra right below your feet in the ground, and extends in the ground. You get really grounded to let any of the kind of more frenetic energies, the excess energies from this download or whatever happened, just to kind of go into the earth, but then to get very, very grounded. And there's going to be like an energetic rebuilding process. It's almost like your energetic bodies are going to be rebuilding this week now and getting more grounded, more on a firm spiritual foundation, as it were. So what does that have to do with books? I don't know, but that's the message that came up in my mind. And certainly, I think for some of you, this may apply directly. Those of you that have a book in your mind, or have a project that you put down. I could think, of the regulars that come in. I could think of a bunch of you that this could apply to. So, anyways, what are we seeing? Let's see, no disease lives in an alkaline bloodstream. That could be one of the reasons that I tend not to get sick. And when I do, I tend to heal very well from it. So MT saying, yeah, that's what I use. All right, very good. I think we're talking about creating more alkalinity in the body, basically. So a lot of what we do, a lot of what we do, a lot of what we eat creates more of an acidic, and that's not good for us. Yeah. Um, and then I'll just says they can't promote it for obvious reason, but salt caves when you're under the weather works probably because you're breathing that salt. Yeah. And Mr. Floyd, there's much more than my YouTube channel to come. Very good. I'm happy to hear that. You were one of the people I was thinking about. I just talked about writing 2 books this morning. There you have it. So anyway, love you guys. So that's what we have for tarot time. This week's a little bit quieter until we get closer to the 11th. I have to do my schedule. I don't think I have any live streams this week. I do 1 to 2 shorts every day. A lot of you comment on that. So at 8 or 9 a.m., I usually upload a daily forecast if anybody's interested in that. The 11th is what, Saturday? I don't think there's anything coming up before that. I mean, I definitely, I'm working on ways of kind of pulling back a little bit. So I'm not gonna, have any. Well, actually, I may have one guest interview with Susan Arun because she's supposed to come in October and things happen. So I promised. But I'm probably gonna, for the next 3 months or so, suspend the guest interview just because so much time and energy is going to this. I'm needing to figure out how to budget my time a little bit better. So anyway, but we'll have them back again. I want to get some mediums on also that I work with. So we'll get back to that. And Holy Shiver saying my audiobook, A New Banana. Very good. Congratulations. Yay. Yay. All right. So have a blessed day, everybody. Love you. Love you so much. And yeah, if there may be something that comes up before Saturday, but if not, we'll be back Saturday. Then we'll be back Sunday for tarot time. And then, then we have a new moon on Monday. So probably I'm going to add a new moon live stream and then do a transmission on Monday. So yeah, there'll be a few things coming up. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.